Tina Clayton ran a new personal best of 10.76 in the finals of women's 100 meters at Worlds 25. At the national trials, she also set a PB of 10.81. How fast can Tina Clayton go? Plus, Ackera Nugent guards her work. And Oblique Seville named race ambassador. Welcome back to the channel, people. Welcome back to the channel. If this is your first time here, thank you for making it Peter Lloyd World. Go ahead, please hit the subscribe button to continue to grow. When you do that, hit the notification bell so you know when the next video drops, you drop a video. It's wanted in Peter Lloyd World. Also, enjoy the content. Please hit that like button and finally leave your thoughts. So, ready? Yep. Good to go. Well, Ackera Nugent had a interesting 2025. In many ways, it was an absolutely awesome year. But at Worlds 2025, things did not work out the way one would have wanted it to be. But Nugent is a super talent that I am very certain will be back and even better in 2026. Well, the youngster posted these to her social medias, her giving back as Ackera Nugent tends to do, and left a very interesting post that I wanted to share with you. Ackera wrote, quote, "To the sweet girl, the pressure of the world is no match for the power of your answered prayers. Guard the light of your hard work. You are living proof of how far you've come." People, I honestly really love this. But you know that I'm a huge fan of Ackera Nugent. I know this young lady who has already fulfilled many great promises is going to be world champion and Olympic champion someday. Happy to see her giving back the way she normally does. Please, in the comments, leave your opinion of what you thought Ackera Nugent's year was. Here she is inspiring young queens. This looks like a Jamaica Day appearance, giving back probably materially, and most importantly, giving back her time and her wisdom. Want to know me love this young lady. Incredible talent, resilient, resourceful, one of Jamaica's best, in fact, one of the world's best female hurdlers. You're going to have a great 2026, and you had a solid 2025, Queen Ackera Nugent. Now, let's talk about the world champion himself in the men's 100 meters, the great Oblique Seville. Yes, we need to start referencing him as the great one himself. Seville set a new PB of 9.77 to take the win at the World's Athletics Championships Tokyo 2025 in the men's 100 meters in a blistering fashion.
This time they're away. It's a decent start by Lyles, but not a brilliant one. Thompson's in the driving seat here, but watch Seville on the near side. It's ever so close. Seville from Thompson. Lyles at last is beaten.
Oblique Seville, the world champion himself in the men's 100 meters, has been named this year's Kingston City Run, which is scheduled for Sunday, November the 2nd. They're seeking to raise $5 million to benefit 4 organizations which provide services for the homeless, at-risk youth, marginalized communities across the capital city, meaning the city of Kingston, Jamaica. Oblique Seville himself said about this, quote, "Kingston is where my journey started, and it has given me so much. Supporting Kingston City Run allows me to give back in a meaningful way, promoting wellness, unity, and care for those who need it most. I want to encourage everyone to come out, get active, and make a difference." What are your thoughts about Oblique Seville for the upcoming 2026 track and field season?
Introducing Peter Lloyd World merchandise, where style meets comfort. From trendy tees to cozy hoodies, we've got something for everyone. Elevate your wardrobe with our high-quality, fashionable designs that make a statement. Whether you're hitting the streets or chilling at home, Peter Lloyd World has you covered. Shop now and upgrade your look with Peter Lloyd World merchandise. Available exclusively at Peter Lloyd World. Link in description below.
Tina Clayton, one half of the twin turbo, in her first appearance at the World Championships on a senior team, walked away with 2 silver medals. First up, she shocked many, taking the silver ahead of the Olympic champion, Julian Alfred, just behind the winner and the gold medalist of this year's World Championships in women's 100 meters, Melissa Jefferson Wooden, who reps for the United States. And not only did Tina Clayton walk away with with a silver medal. She set a new personal best, one of 3 that she set this year alone in 2025. The question is, how fast can this young lady actually go? Let's take a look at how she's improved her PB since she first ran her first sub 11. And then let's extrapolate based on that how fast we think realistically this young lady could run if she remains injury free. Here is her silver medal run at this year's Worlds 25.
And they're away first time. Great start for Melissa Jefferson-Wooden. Jefferson-Wooden into her running in the middle of the field, but she's got company. Clayton going well to her side, but Melissa Jefferson-Wooden streaks away in the closing stages. 10:61. She breaks the championship record that was set by Ackera.
In 2022, Tina Clayton ran her first sub-11 second run. This became the national record for the under-20, a time of 10.96, which she laid down in the finals of the under-20 girls at the Jamaican National Trials Junior in 2022. It was a blistering, dominant run that reflected the Tina Clayton that many of us knew and know and love.
Cole Hill, Clayton and James.
Set.
Speed. Go, clean start. Great start by Tina Clayton, the world under-20 champion. The rest will have to do their running from behind. Tina Clayton, Serena Cole is coming forward, but Tina Clayton, the world under-20 champion, is the national junior champion. 10.97. That's the unofficial time. That's equal.
Mere weeks after, in the finals of the World Under-20 in the women's 100 meters, Tina Clayton improved her personal best, setting a championship record in the finals of the women's 100 meters at that event, running a new PB and a new under-20 national record for girls, that time being 10.95.
Let me see.
Clayton there in lane 5. God bless got away well, but now Clayton's well into a running. Jackson's got something to do, but it's going to be Clayton who's running away from the field, and she's won this in emphatic fashion.
Soon after, the Clayton twins went pro, and Tina Clayton, as well as her sister Tia Clayton, for almost, let's say, a year and a half into 2 years, 18 months at the very least, struggled to adapt to being pro. Now, I've said on many occasions that only 1 to 2% statistically of athletes who go straight pro from high school to professional athlete actually make that transition and make that transition positively. Well, Tina and Tia Clayton had their moments. In fact, in 2024, it was Tia Clayton who came back storming, running incredible PBs. Now, Tina Clayton, at the beginning of 2025, showed that she was getting back to her best form, and in the semi-finals of Jamaican National Championships of 2025, set a new personal best and made it look easy. Here is that run. Tina Clayton, in fact, set a new personal best of 10.93, lowering the 10.95 that she had set at Worlds Under-20 2 years prior in 2022 in the semifinals of this year's, with a plus 0.2 meters per second win. Here is that run.
Williams as well. Should be out quickly. Brianna Williams gets out quickly. So too does Tina Clayton. It's Tina Clayton and Brianna Williams. Jodine Williams also coming back at the field, but it's Tina Clayton ahead of Jodine Williams and Brianna.
Tina clearly eased up 15 to 10 meters out of the finish line. So we knew that we were in for something special, and something special she did deliver in the finals of this year's Jamaican National Championships in the women's 100 meters, setting a new personal best of 10.81. As you can plainly see there, Tina Clayton led from the gun right through the finishing line. Now, when she spoke to reporters after this new personal best of 10.81, I thought what she said was rather telling and very interesting. Take a look. and a listen.
To be honest, as I always say, keep the confidence. Don't let nobody belittle your confidence. And for me, my confidence is always sky high. Even if I know probably I'm not 100, but my confidence is always sky high.
10-8-1, were you expecting to run this fast? Were you surprised by the time?
To be honest, no. I didn't expect this time. Based on how I was going in training, I knew that I would PB, but not that fast.
You spoke about training, coming into this event, you know what
there.
Now, this, of course, is my 2 cents. Now, as you've seen in between 2022 and this year, 2025, this young lady has PB'd on 5 occasions. She first ran her first sub-11 in the finals of the Under-20 Jamaican National Championships, or the Junior Championships in 2022, running that 10.96 in dominant form. Within a couple of weeks, she went and successfully defended her 100-meter under 20 at Worlds in that event, and set a new championship record for Worlds Under 20, and also a new PB of 10.95. Then I said she had those rough years where she was trying to adjust, and something that we normally see happen to most athletes. It's not unusual for this to happen. But what's unusual is for you to come back with such a bang. Just in 2025 alone, she has lowered her PB in the semifinals at this year's Jamaican National Championships. She ran that 10.93, which if you looked at the race, as you just saw, she eased up 15 minutes out. She almost came to a dead stop, ran 10.93, came back, ran 10.81 in the finals, so one would have known based on the run she did. And that 10.93, as I pointed out, was also a new PB. The 10.81 further significantly lowered the PB. 10.93 to 10.81 that's a massive lowering of your time. Then, of course, throughout the entire Worlds, heats, semis, and finals, she was very dominant and was one of the persons that everyone was looking at. Not only did she set a new PB of that insane 10.76, her 5th PB since 2022 and her 3rd alone in this year. She did it after 3 rounds. Plus, of course, she also ran in the relays, which was at least 2 rounds. So 10.76 in perspective, I believe, is the 18th or 19th fastest time ever recorded in the women's 100 meters. And now notice we're not talking about Tia, we'll do that in another video. But the fact of the matter is, what is most impressive to me in this situation is that, and she gave clear hints to it in that interview that I showed you after. She said, I quote, "Never let anyone affect your confidence in yourself." 2, she also said, based on training, I knew I was going to PB. I didn't know it would be that fast. So how fast can this young lady go? The truth is, even if we extrapolate based on the fact that in just 1 year, she lowered her PB significantly from 10.9 first to 10.93, then to that 10.81, and then to 10.76. There are a couple of factors that we can look at. We cannot literally extrapolate, obviously, what she can actually run, but we can guesstimate how fast she could possibly run. At this point in her career, Shelly-Ann Fraser-Pryce was running roughly the same kind of time, if my memory serves me correctly. I believe when she won her first major event, she ran 10.77 or 10.78. Many of you are experts here. I'm just trying to think, remember, but I know it was around the same time, and they were roughly around the same age. Tina Clayton is a beast. I've said this before, and some of you are offended because you've misunderstood the term. It's a term of endearment. In other words, let us break down a couple factors. Confidence. She, at no point during the national trials, running against legends. Shelly-Ann Fraser-Pryce is a legend. Shericka Jackson becoming a legend, certainly a legend in the 200 meters. At no point did Tina Clayton look even slightly concerned about those young ladies. And that says a lot At Worlds, she wasn't intimidated. Even during the when we saw her run during the Diamond League, she wasn't intimidated by Alfred. She wasn't intimidated by Talu Smith. She wasn't intimidated by Melissa Jefferson Wooden. These women are incredible talents. And I do know that many persons, myself, I had her down for a bronze medal. I was very certain she'd get a bronze. Silver, out the gate, the way she competed at Worlds, the way we've seen her compete from her junior years, from her Edwin Allen years, through World Championship, through Carifta, through all the other things that we have seen her run. Tina Clayton has never backed down. Do you remember that legendary run against Brianna Liston where we all thought Liston was going to win? In fact, Liston was leading at one point and she passed her almost on the line. She's a beast. That's a very important trait. She's confident. She knows how good she is. So she's never surprised by what she can do and she can't be intimidated. One of the factors for being a fast runner, a great runner, is to not be intimidated. She runs her race. She's not concerned. If she was running against the world record holder, Flojo, I don't think she'd be intimidated. That's a very important factor. 2, Tina Clayton delivers on the big occasion. Almost every time we've seen her run a PB, it's at the final. That's a very rare trait, people. We've seen Shelley do that. We've seen Elaine do that. Not many athletes are able to deliver their best run. Noah Lyles we've seen do it at the finals because of the sheer pressure. In other words, Tina Clayton delivers when it counts the most. Regardless of the 2 rounds that she ran at Worlds prior to the finals, regardless of all the stress, the scrutiny by us, the media, us, the fans, world media, everyone putting pressure on her, it didn't seem to matter. In the finals, she delivered that 10.76, a new personal best. The third thing it means is that Tina Clayton is a very mature sprinter, as young as she is. She manages her rounds very well. We saw her do that at World Under 20 in 2021, and then in 2022, we've seen her do that at Champs, we've seen her do it at Carifta, and we saw it here at Worlds. Her sister Tia did not manage the rounds as well in 2024 at the Paris Olympic Games, which is why she didn't medal. Tina Clayton is a very clever in terms of understanding her body and tracks. She was able to manage the rounds well. Those are 3 massive things. Self-confidence, not knowing and therefore not intimidated by the people around her, no matter who those people are. Delivering on the big occasions. Being able to manage her rounds well, because remember, we've seen her do that at Worlds. And 4th, she's a lot more experience at the global level, although it was as a junior, than most athletes. So although she's very young, she's technically about 30 years in terms of experience and the way we see her run. Now, lowering your PB first, your first sub 11 is pretty big. It's not like a 10.99. It's a 10.96 within a couple of weeks. You drop it to 10.95. You have a couple rough years. Then when you start getting back into your form, you're able to lower your 10.95 to 10.93. Then within a couple of hours, remember the 10.92 was the semifinal, so within a couple of hours, she ran the new PB of 10.81. And then at Worlds, with the entire globe watching, with all that pressure, we saw her perfectly manage the rounds and deliver that 10.76 to win her first of 2 silver medals, the second one, of course, being in the world, the women's 4x100 meter relay. How fast can she go? It is imperative to understand that Tina and Tia Clayton are both 21 years of age. 21 years of age. How fast can she go? If we extrapolate based on what we have seen, we could be guessing somewhere in the 10.6 zeros. She has managed to lower her PB by massive leaps and bounds over the last 2 to 3 years. 10.96 to 10.76 is huge, people. They are miles apart. If she remains healthy, and keep applying all these principles. And clearly, her technique is getting better. She's under and this is another advantage, she's under the tutelage of one of the greatest, if not the single greatest female sprint coach of all time, Steve Francis, and of course Paul Francis and the MVP crew. They by themselves have already produced two of the three fastest women on earth in the 100 meters, Shelley and Fraser Price, Elaine Thompson-Herah. And of course, the second fastest woman all time in the 200 meters, Shericka Jackson. And now we see what they're doing with the Clayton twins. The combination of all these factors says to me that this young lady can run as fast as a 10.60 to a 10.65. I am almost 100% certain. And given the sheer will of a Tina Clayton, she can probably run sub 10.60. Of course, all these factors would have to remain, and she would have to continuously improve. Now, caveat. Athletes sometimes do have a threshold. Some athletes have a point at which they just don't get any faster. We've seen this with several other athletes. I won't call their names, but sometimes you plateau. But I don't get that feeling about the Clayton twins. There's something about these young ladies that says they may be different. Tina Clayton has all the factors for being able to run a 10.60 to a 10.65. And I dare say, maybe I'm being ambitious, that she can run a sub 10.60, which would put her in the top 3, top 4 fastest women ever in history. So, could she ever tackle Mr. Jefferson Wooden? It's not impossible. It's not. I think the sky is the limit. But all these factors have to remain: the self-confidence, the maturity, the managing of the rounds, the continually improving every 2 to 3 years in terms of the consistency of time, and the manner in which she massively improves. Delivering on the big occasions that she often has always done. In every situation, we have never seen her not deliver. And staying within the confines and under the tutorship of MVP, and in particular Steve Francis. But this, of course, is my 2 cents. So yes, I'm saying I think this young lady can run anywhere between a 10.60 to a 10.65. And dare I say, she could possibly, and I know you're going to say I'm being very ambitious, because if she's able to run a sub 10.60, she'll be in the top 3 fastest women all time. Now, we've heard many things about the Clayton twins. Their build is wrong. The way they run is wrong. They're not supposed to run this fast. They should burn out at age 20. All of those things have been proven to be incorrect. But Tina Clayton is very special, people. Now, don't forget to leave your opinions. Do you think I am delusional, or do you think that I've made any points that you could agree with? Now, don't forget to support the channel. Check out our merch store at printfile.com. I'll leave a link in the description below. Please purchase something, support the channel. Don't forget to join us at Facebook at Peter Lloyd World at Facebook. Instagram also at Peter Lloyd World. And don't forget to hit that subscribe button, the notification bell, and hit the like button. Remember, you are royals, you're kings and queens. Bless up.